Do you want us looking at the camera as we're talking?
No, you say.
Okay.
Are you going to ask me a question first?
Yeah. What was your first week at Union College? What was O Week like?
Well, for me, I missed the first couple of days of O Week because my grandmother lived in Toowoomba, and my mum had come down with me from North Queensland, so I grew up in far North Queensland. So we went and saw my grandmother because we don't get to see her very often, living that far away, but then came probably midweek. So I must admit, walking in midweek, I looked around having no idea about what college life was about. None of my family had been to university. My brother was at university, but he was the first in my immediate family had been to university, let alone college. So I had no idea what to expect, what it looked like. Back then we didn't have the internet, so I hadn't looked at any, might have looked at a brochure maybe, but hadn't looked at any pictures really of the rooms or had any knowledge of what I was walking into. And just remember seeing a whole lot of people came in midday and going, a lot of these people are drunk. So, because back then the college was run by the student executive, and my mother didn't drink. She was quite straight. So I'm like, this is going to be interesting. And she stayed with me on the first night. But I don't ever remember her being upset, offended, worried, which was quite strange. Maybe she was relieved she was getting rid of me. I'm not quite sure.
Just like you were.
But so the midweek, so the Wednesday evening was the first time I had any sort of contact with O Week. So, and I can't remember what was on that night, but I remember that we had a meeting out in the courtyard where we were all we might have been going on a boat cruise or something like that.
We did the boat cruise too.
And I met this girl called Julie, and we decided that we were going to go halves in a bottle of rum, and Julie and I are still best friends. She was my she was matron of honour because she was already married and I was her bridesmaid. So, and we haven't lost touch since, and you know Julie very well. So we still keep in contact. So that was probably my first core experience of coming in, meeting people, and just getting a feel for what college life was about. But I was only 17 too. When I look back, I think how young I was. So I was underage, so I wasn't technically allowed to drink. So we had to, actually I remember the student exec purchased our bottle of rum. I do want to, and I can remember his name. So for Julie, because Julie had met him during a week. So there were certain activities we could do as over 18s and certain activities we couldn't, but all the under 18 ones were here and there was still drinking involved. It's a lot of drinking. But yeah, met a lot of people and yeah, just had fun, like being, I guess, free, coming from home, meeting a whole group of new people and like you were young and great way to meet people and just have a good time. So
meanwhile our O Week was a bit tamer than that. We sort of did a lot of the activities that the college has prepared for us. We did a Hawaiian boat cruise, which for a bunch of people that had not drunk a single drop of alcohol, we were acting pretty crazy on that boat cruise. There was a lot of dancing, a lot of singing, a lot of big circles and then one person dancing in the middle occasionally, but that was always quite interesting. I loved doing that. I think one of the best bits of O Week was learning the first year dance, and they sort of scammed us into believing that we were in competition with the other colleges and that it would be judged, and that Jerome, our resident fourth year and cultural convener, that he had won every year up to this year, and we were going to go for a four-peat. So we wanted to win every year that he was at college. And so everyone put their heart and soul into practicing the first year dance, which was a lot of mooing and seeding and tractors. We had the lawnmowers, which is an honorary title for the first year dance. And then we performed it at the UQ Market Day on the Wednesday, I think it was. And then it was revealed afterwards that there was no competition and Jerome had been roped into scamming us. And he felt really bad and didn't actually want to partake in it. But that was the RM's way of hazing us a little bit in that first week. But I think the real culture shock came on Red Week, which is our drinking week at the college at the start of every semester. And I think it was the first night out was the Glow Party, which was the toga party for your years.
Yeah, I remember the toga party.
and everyone got really, really drunk. But it was really nice because it was sort of the feeler, because you always taught me when we were at home, like, you've got to like learn how to trust the people you're going out with. And so it's sort of my feeler going, hey, are these people like good people to go out with or whatnot? And it was really nice whenever we were in the mosh pit and someone needed to go to the bathroom, everyone sort of left together. So